Good morning, everyone. I'm Lou from Lou G's Angelic Connections, and I just want to have a chat with you today. There's such a change in the air, and literally it's been coming for a while, and we all know it's been coming for a while because literally wherever you go, whatever reader you follow, etc., it is just this feeling. The cards are all saying it, the intuitive feelings are coming through that things are changing. And I'm getting the feeling that the way things are changing is that we are being asked to step forward in a new way, but in a way that takes us back. Okay, and it's very much about going backwards in order to go forwards. So at the moment, there's a lot of us where we are in isolation, where we are being told to stay away from connecting in large groups, etc. And we are being drawn back to the home. And we are being asked to connect with those that live in our home. Now, I did bring this up in a message a few days ago because that's what I was feeling. And it's all of a sudden hit me that this is everything that's going on at the minute. I am intuitively feeling that we need to take that step back in order for us to go forward. So at the moment, life is very much focused on social media. And it is wonderful. I'm not disputing that at all. There is so much that social media, the internet, etc. can bring you, and it can connect you. I have made wonderful friends from all over the world because of social media and because of the connections that we have. But that is detracting from the connections that we have right in front of us. Very often, you will sit at home and everyone is like this constantly. I've now got two phones. I've got my business phone and I've got my own personal one. And it's very much, I have two teenagers and their lives are so different to how my life was growing up. And it's not necessarily for the good. Everyone's saying about how teenagers have such lack of respect, etc. And parents can do whatever they can to give a child a good upbringing, to try and instill respect, responsibility, etc. All the good things that we need to be instilling into our youngsters. But with the influence of social media, it is making it extremely hard it's making being a parent extremely hard. Now, with this isolation, we are all being drawn into our homes, and it's time to reconnect with those that we live with, because if we can't have good relationships with those that we live with, it doesn't say very much about the rest of our relationships. I remember as a child growing up, I remember when we used to have 3 TV channels. And I remember when Channel 4 came out, and I remember when Channel 5 came out, and it was like, wow, we've got so much choice. Now you get hundreds of channels, and that's without even touching on the internet. So what I'm feeling is we are being brought back to the home to build on the relationships that we have got right on our doorstep. The way to be moving forward is to bring back that sense of family, the small little community that you have got around you. Reconnect by having your TV nights, your film nights, your board game nights. When I was growing up, we had one TV, and we had one TV in the front room. We all sat round and watched the same TV show. We had something to connect through. We had something to discuss, etc. Now, there's a TV in every room. Now, we all watch different things. We've all got different interests, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have our own interests. What I'm saying is, by having all those TVs, you will find that everyone in your home is sat watching something different. So it's not only physically drawn you apart, it has lost the connections of, you can't discuss what you've been watching on TV because it's completely different. So what I am intuitively feeling at the moment, that part of this moving forward is to take that step back in order to move forward. Re-establish the connections with your family. Spend your family time. I'm not going to say it's going to be a quick solution. I'm not going to say it's going to be a quick change, but it's already started to happen. Today, for the past week or so, some platforms on social media there's been blocks being put in. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to name platforms, etc. But for those of you that follow me elsewhere, you will see that I have a business page and I am put in jail because I advertise what I do elsewhere and it's not liked. I've had a soul sister today who has been completely blocked out of her page. She cannot access it at all. That's her whole business. That is what she has built her life on, and she can't even get into it. There's other people that are saying that they are worried that if they get blocked out of their page, that they won't be able to survive because that's where they've got everything together. So in a way, I am feeling that shouldn't say that one. Skip that. Okay. The platforms are closing down connections. Okay. I personally am setting up an email list so that I can stay in contact with those that want to stay in contact with me, so that I can share my specials, so that I can share my intuitive messages, so that I can share photos, so I have a connection with those. But email now is, in a way, it's quite an old-fashioned way of doing things. It is taking that step back. Social media is so great because you can put a comment down and you can get replies, and it's quick, it's instant, it's there. Whereas email, although it's still quick and it is still pretty instant, it is still going back. It is the written word. Text today. Children cannot spell because they are so used to texting. I was talking to my 15-year-old son. Both my sons are extremely intelligent. They can't spell to save their lives. My son was trying to spell does, D-O-E-S, and he was putting D-O-S-E. And every time he kept typing it out, he's like, that's not right, that's not right. And he could not get his brain around how to spell it. By going back to email is more about the full words being written. And I think that everything is changing to take us back to when times were different, education-wise, social-wise. That is what I'm feeling. We are being asked to move forward into the new by going back to the traditional. Bring in those traditional values again. For me, honesty, truth, integrity, it is so important. And the world is moving away from those things. It is what is damaging this world. So on a personal level, I am intuitively feeling that we need to step back so that we can move forward. Connect with those that are close to you. Find other ways of connecting with those that are away from you. Go back to a place where, for one thing, children can spell without this little text language, which is, it's destroying it. It's, the written word is so strong, and there's such beauty in it, and there is such feeling and such strength in it. Okay, I am a reader. I love books. I had a Kindle, an electronic book to read my book. No, that's not for me. The written word in a book, it holds so much more feeling, so much, it's that feel of a book. And this is where I'm feeling. It has got to the point where the world has changed that much that it is actually damaging our connections, our education, everything. Obviously, we are all entitled to our own opinions, but my opinion is, at this time, everything is happening to draw us away from social media. Businesses, that's what I said, my business at the moment, social media's not helping. It is some ways, in other ways it's not. I'm being blocked from being able to share my opinions, etc., as are other people that I'm connected to as well. So there's more to it. It's a bigger, grander scale than what I'm saying. But for me, it is very much about connecting with those that are close to you, building those bonds again. Bonds between parents and children are being broken because of the social media, because of the phone, because of the games, the video games. Everyone is so focused on the screen, and it's now time to start moving away from that. I have my business online. I enjoy connecting with people online. But it's got to change, it's got to evolve, it's got to move forward. And I am being pulled now to connect more with people within my community. I've always been quite hidden and quite private about what I actually do. But I am being drawn now. I'm thinking, yes, this could be the time to move forward. It is more about moving forward and building those connections, not necessarily over the internet though. Use the internet for the good. And yes, it can be good. That's what I said. I've met so many people from all over the world that I would never ever have met had it not been for social media and the internet. But it's time to move forward and start concentrating on where you are. It's all about those that you connect with immediately. Bring yourself back to the family. Bring back those, the morals, the integrity, the truth, the strength, the bonds that have been broken by the way the world has developed. And that's what I'm feeling is the way forward. Step back to more traditional ways. That's not saying eradicating all of the new ways, but just take a step back. And I'm feeling that's the way we need to be moving forward. Okay, so I know not all of you will agree with me. I may have sat here and just completely rambled and it not made sense. But to me, I know what I'm trying to get across. My point is stepping back into older traditional ways in order for us to move forward in a new way. Okay, so thank you for being here. If you've liked the message, if it is resonating with you, please feel free to give me that thumbs up and let me know that I am making the sense to some of you. If you feel inclined, please click on that subscribe button. And having said that, I'm sending you much love, much light, and many, many blessings. Thank you. Bye-bye.